Okay, and with that said, we've got about 5 minutes left, and I don't know if they're going to kick me off immediately at 3 p.m., so I think I should really read my goodbye letter as we go out, just in case they do immediately disconnect me at 3 p.m. I don't really know how it works, so let's do this. And this letter kind of pairs with the final artwork by Lamb Mama, so keep that in mind. I guess enshrouding would probably be the best one for this. Do I have the instrumental? Fuck. I guess I don't have the instrumental. Oh wait, enshrouding instrumental. Okay, good. Okay, let's do this. That's not the right letter? That's the right letter. Okay. And I said this earlier, but, oh god. The background that I'm using was made by Juan's, who made a beautiful background for us to use, for you guys to write letters to me, but they also allowed me to use it to write a final letter to you. So this one is 3 pages. It cannot fully fit in text on Twitter, but the images will fit on Twitter, and the text did fit on the community post, so. Okay. To my dearest confidants. Did I make you cry? You losers actually fell for it. You think I'd sign this off with a dramatic death? Sorry. But life isn't always that dramatic or climactic. I hope throughout my time at Nijisanji I achieved my planned goal of making you laugh as well as cry. That honestly is all I wanted when I began my time here, as I didn't expect I'd be able to achieve much else in the way of success. That's the thing though. Success was never really my goal. Happiness was. Measuring my journey in happiness rather than success, I can say without a shadow of a doubt that I achieved my goals and then some. I'm sorry that a variety of factors often caused me to bring unnecessary pain and sorrow into our comfy sheep pile. But even when I was at my lowest points, you were always there to support me and bring me joy. Some of you may think that I'm just talking about certain members of the community because I always do my best to show my support to artists, musicians, cosplayers, crafters, and so many others who were brave enough to share their creations with the world. But I truly mean all of you. If you were confident to call yourself a confidant, then I mean you. Yes, even if you never had the confidence to announce yourself as a confidant or interact with the community in a public way. If you enjoyed our time together, then you are part of the sheep pile, and I'm so grateful for all of the time that you gave to me. I hope that it didn't chicken out and I properly expressed just how much Noctix, the other members, and the opportunities from working at Nijisanji meant to me. When I say that Noctix felt like a found family, I meant it. But above that, the sheep pile has always been my home. I know that it may come across as cringe for me to say this, but all the memories that we've shared over the last 3 years have changed not only my life, but my whole nature as a person. Noctix saved my life when I needed it the most, and Confidants gave my life new meaning. Before, I was simply a passenger on this journey, but in my next life, I intend to forge my own path. You all allowed me to become your shepherd even though I was barely able to decide what I was going to do with my own day, let alone life. Sorry. And I tried my best to carry that responsibility with the respect it deserves. I'll most likely still mess up, meander, and take long breaks, but my time here with all of you has made me confident to chart my next course. I know this decision may hurt some of you, and it's okay to feel that pain. Truly, I wish for you to embrace it and feel that. The pain is proof of how much we cared for one another, and the whole reason this message is pre-recorded and scripted is because at this point I'm probably crying my eyes out. I didn't want my final words to be choked out through tears. Side note, I didn't have time to pre-record this. So I'm just doing my best to get through this. I'm also still a little bit embarrassed about crying for myself in front of other people. Yeah, good luck. You fucked yourself up yesterday. That's another thing that I hope I can overcome someday in another life. I'm glad I still have things to work on, and I've said it a lot over these years, but I respect you all enough to know how much you can engage with the fictional side of stories and allow them to affect your real life and step back if you feel it's doing so in a negative way, just as I'm able to. So don't let anyone tell you what you should or shouldn't feel about this journey or its end. But I do wish that you'll move forward and be the incredible community that I've cherished all this time. That doesn't mean you have to forget about me, or that you have to stay in the sheep pile now that I'm gone. But just that I want you to be happy and do what makes you happiest. I hope that when you reflect on the time we spent together, you'll be able to look back and see it as a warm memory, as I always will. I will treasure these memories forever, and they will guide me in my next steps on life. So yeah, no dramatic death to end the story of Archivist 404. Instead, we're ending on an overly dramatic and cringe farewell, but with a wish that we might meet again in another life. I've always told you all to be cringe but free after all. I always talk about how I love angst and tragedy, but I'm also a sucker for sappy happy endings. And after the fact, even though those are usually just the end of a storyline and not the full story of life. Life is full of ups and downs. Without the bad, the good wouldn't feel as sweet. The only thing that we can truly hope for is that at the end of our lives, we can tally up all that we've done and say, I wouldn't have changed a thing. Of course, there are regrets that I have, and mistakes that I've made. Tons, in fact. But the fact that I managed to make it to this point and become the person that I am today makes me so happy. I wouldn't have changed a thing, because if I did, then I wouldn't be saying this all to you now in the way that I am. Also, I'm truly blessed to have this opportunity to end this journey in the best way that I can and tell you all of these feelings from the bottom of my heart. So many people never get that opportunity, and I didn't want to waste it. So thank you for letting me say all of this and for joining me on these final few months as I tried to wrap everything as neatly as I could and cross a few wonderful goals off of my bucket list. Final page, guys. You're almost free. I'm meandering already. Even in my final goodbye, I can't stop yapping and asking for 10 more minutes to keep sharing more of myself with you. This isn't actually a final goodbye in any negative sense, though. The Archivist is finally stepping out of the hospital room and into the world to do his best to continue his story, and I hope that you all will too. This is the end of the book, but I will be writing a new one in time. I'm filled with too much inspiration to let it end here, and a large part of that is thanks to you. Whether you pick up the next book or not is up to you, but truly from the bottom of my heart, thank you for reading me, and I hope you enjoyed every chapter. This isn't a sayonara, but this time it also isn't an itekimasu. Legatus's final goodbye was to Noctix, and he got welcomed home by a video. My final goodbye is once again not to you, Comfydants. Sorry, but at least this whole letter is for you guys. I'll be honest and say that I don't really see this one as a goodbye. To me, it's something slightly different. So my final goodbye here and now is to Fulgur Ovid, along with a thank you to him for a wonderful 3 years. As I set off on my journey that isn't quite a final farewell, but isn't a see you next time either, I hope that I'll have someone to welcome me on the other side too. So instead of a goodbye, I'll leave you all with a slight twist on my usual sign out. Never be led astray, my confidants, and I hope you'll catch me again next time, in this or in any other life. Promise that I'll always cherish this time and all the wonderful memories that we made together in these 3 incredible years. Bye, you always. I'm Fulgur Ovid. And my manager did just message me and tell me it's okay. I can take a few minutes over, so I'm very thankful for that. Thank you for easing my concerns. So I'm just going to throw this up. And I think we're going to put on the normal ending song. I'm just going to let it run through. Thank you all so much for being here. As always, do not be led astray, my confidants. And as I said in the letter, I do hope I'll catch you guys next time. Sweet dreams, everybody. And bye-bye. Thank you for 3 amazing years. I know you won't be led astray, and I hope I'll catch you all next time. Bye-bye.